basically just kind of follow us. And basically, if you get enough traction, enough followers, I guess that's the new term, you can turn it into a feature film with the fact that you have followers. So if it's Twitter or Instagram, that's really like the simplest way. But a lot of financiers look at who's behind you. So if you have an audience that's built in, that's the start. So we have a website. It's curseofwarmovie.com. Everything's there. You can sign up and just stay a part of the journey.
Hey folks, I'm Tony Parent. I wrote Nothing Happened and acted in it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Philippa Davis. I'm the exec producer of Curse of War.
Abdul Malik Abbott, and I directed Curse of War.
Hi, I'm Kaya Sobetska, and I was in Curse of War.
Hi, I'm Sally Stewart, and I played the psychiatrist Dr. Dent in Curse of War.
My name is Ronnie Graham, and I was producer and played James in Curse of War.
Nuri Dasani, director of Uptown Underdog.
Hi, I'm Gregory Charles Royal. I wrote and acted in Worlds Not For Me.
Okay, at this time.
So All About the Harriets is actually about, it's a reaction to a lot of what has been going on economically in this country, and how sort of a lack of attention to the ways in which we can all be empowered by what we're actually doing with our money is a lost opportunity. And it was meant to spark a conversation. It's part of, please God, a longer web series to come called The American Wad that's really all about that. And specifically the reason, that's part of an episode, but specifically the reason that came first was because of the U.S. Treasury Department's ruling about putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill, and no one having the conversation around what it's like to have like an ex-slave on American money and what that means. So what All About the Harriets is about was that's why we're wearing the little watch where you spend me buttons, because this is really like a very, very unique opportunity coming soon, that every time you pull a $20 bill out of your bank account, you have an actual opportunity for economic empowerment to make a difference.
Yeah.
All right. So Curse of War for me, and the rest of everyone else involved, it started for me as a monologue. As an actor, I was just looking for a piece, and at the time I worked with Philippa. She's a producer. And, I was like, I just wanted to film just something really short, just a really basic monologue. And the more that I, through the research and just like going on that road of, just character development and different things like that, Philippa, she finally said, why don't we just make this into a short film? So Abdul, director, he kind of revamped everything and looked at the monologue and even kind of developed it even more, and it just grew into a story, and then it's just really kind of magical. And I believe like there's a lot of when there are issues that needs to be talked about, or they need like someone to just bring it to the forefront. I believe like people unbeknownst to them are just kind of picked throughout history. So I think there's something about veterans and PTSD that really needed to be I guess a lot of people would be aware of, and a lot of times it's not really told from an African American standpoint. So I wanted to kind of put that spin on it, and actually, just the whole journey of the casting and the story, and talking to like some of my friends who are military vets, and just doing the research. I really learned a lot from this experience, and I feel now that we all feel like we have this mission to kind of bring about awareness, start the conversation, and just work towards like some kind of positive change for veterans.
Yeah.
Did everyone get to go? Does anyone have any other questions they want to ask?
Because I can actually just plug in the next thing. So yeah, just exactly like you said, just having an audience behind you. We want people to see this. We want to start a conversation about the issue of stop and frisk and about the PTSD that comes with it. So yeah, Nothing Happened Film. If you can remember that, you'll be able to find us.
Anyone else?
We're at NewYorkCharacters.com, and we're also Uptown Underdog on Facebook. And I think what he was saying is actually correct. Hits, likes on Facebook, show that you have a following, and with that, on your grant proposals, they like to see if there would be an audience. Without an audience, they're not going to give you money.
I say, less for the film and more for Nelson. Now that he's retired, there's sort of this question about what's going to happen to his collection. This is like 34 years of his life's work, and so basically the reason he had the space in order to create this museum is because the garage itself is sort of falling apart. So they used to park all of the sanitation trucks upstairs, and they don't do that anymore, and so he's been able to expand, and his collection has sort of kept it as an active garage longer than it would have, but now that he's retired, they're sort of ready to relocate. And so specifically now there's not any particular action that like I can say go like sign a petition, but there is the hope that we can preserve it as some sort of museum. So keep your eye out, I guess.
Yeah, and similarly, we are theharriets.com, and you can go there and support us there. I would also just say, in general, one of the things that you can continue to do for folks that are filmmakers is, as we're talking about the individual social media presence, but it's also participating in events like this one, and also don't forget to hashtag like Harlem International Film Festival as well, because not only do we need to prove that there's a body for this type of work individually, we also need to prove that, I'm sorry, not a body, there's an audience for this. We also need to continually emphasize that there is an audience for non-Hollywood film that is about topics that are actually really compelling. So when you have both, that gives, and that also gets you into kind of different kinds of grants. So you want to be able to have, to be able to work both of those to keep the conversations alive.
Hi, so this is Ian Phillips. He made The Book of Days, the first film by with Ademir Ahmad, Hannibal Baka. He didn't introduce himself, so yeah, but he didn't answer the first question. So I'm just saying. The book, once it launched, I guess our objective was 10 years of trying the journey getting the book published, that some people would actually get a chance to read it and enjoy it. That hasn't happened yet, and we felt the movie would be a good opportunity to share awareness for his story. He was uncomfortable being in here. He hasn't seen the movie. He was outside, and I guess it'd be a lot to digest, 10 years of your life in a movie, so he might be outside if you guys want to meet him still. But we made a website where you guys can buy the book, and I have some flyers, but it's bookofdaysnyc.com. And the books are available for purchase, and hopefully it goes towards, all the proceeds go towards Ahmad and his journey, and you guys got a chance to move it, so thank you.
Well, like the others, our website is AmericanYouthSymphony.org for World's Not For Me. But to just hit on the broader question, the thing is that this is like preaching to the choir, like you guys are here, right? I think the issue is, even beyond just regular social media, is that to expand beyond the niche. So just like the problem we have with jazz, for example, get into the mainstream. So for example, comment on CNN.com about a film, comment on TMZ, whatever you have to do to raise it into that mainstream, because that's where the audience is. All of us know. So that would be my answer to it, or at least helpful. Okay.